Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I gathered up all the bales last night, and then before I left the game, I unloaded them, and I would just point out that in FS13 and FS15, if you left an auto-load trailer loaded, you could very often come back and find what was on the trailer scattered across the entire map, and I'm not exaggerating. I did this in the corner of a map, and I found objects right on the far opposite corner of the map where they'd landed. It was pallets of wool. I think it also happened with bales, so I don't want to take any chances. It might work alright this time round, but it probably won't, so don't leave an auto-load trailer with something left on top of it. So the first thing we're going to do is just quickly load those up, and sometimes you get a bale will just be left floating, so you just need to unload it like that. Press X again to stop the auto-load. Now, you have a look at that. See that dolly? That is behaving in a very weird fashion. It keeps sort of just tilting over onto one side. Now, I don't know if that's a problem with the trailer, a problem with the dolly, a physics thing somewhere. I'm not really sure, but I don't really like it. It might just be this trailer. It might be that the standard in-game trailers are just fine. You don't have any problem with them. But before I sell this load of bales, let's quickly go to our weekly question. I'm going to buy a truck, a lorry, a rig, a big rig, a semi, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to buy one because we've got the auto-load trailer. I want to get a stock trailer as well, a few other ones as also. So I want a lorry to be able to pull it. We want faster road work available to us, so it is going to be either the SX210 Twinstar, the SX310 Twinstar. Now that says Twinstar there, but I've actually seen it called Tristar somewhere else. So in the actual questions, I've listed that one as the Tristar. Just to clear that up, the SX310 Tristar or the SX210 Twinstar. And then we have the Lizard TX415 Barrelcore, the MAN TGS 18480, or the Phoenix 6x6 Agro-Truck. Now, I think of all of them, this one here is the one that is actually specifically built with agriculture in mind. I could be wrong. I think maybe this one is as well, but I'm fairly certain that that one is actually built as an agricultural lorry, whereas the rest of them are built as primarily a road lorry, but they can be used, obviously, in agriculture as well. But it's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section, let us know which one you're voting for, and of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote on the card that should have come up here, and select the lorry that you would like me to use. Now, we're going to sell this trailer load here, and I've been a little bit busy. Overnight I was doing quite a lot of work in different places, so we're just going to press Y now to unload these. Kaboom, there's the whole lot gone. I didn't actually see how much money we had to start with, so we had 250 per bale for each of those, but I'm not quite sure how many bales there were. I can tell you how many we've done altogether, because we've only done one baling session, haven't we? So if we go back through here, you can go to the statistics page, and you can actually see we've played a total of 40 hours on this map. For people who were wondering, we've done 52 missions, I've cut down 6 trees, and we made 78 bales altogether. So that's on this one. We've got 22 eggs in the coop, but we haven't got any on us at the moment. And there's a few other little bits and pieces there. But yeah, and I've had several people asking me how many hours I've played on this map. This one's 40 hours. The time-lapse one is currently at about 110 hours, or thereabouts. I'm not exactly sure of the numbers, but it's something like that. Anyway, so our next task is, well, it's probably going to start raining soon, which is a bit unfortunate. I don't really like the rain, so if it does, we'll sort of wait out the storm and come back to our tasks later on. We're going to head over to the shop now, though, and we're going to buy a cultivator, because the Amazon drill that everybody wanted me to buy doesn't actually have a direct drill capability, even though it should, because in real life, actually, this tractor is filthy, so we're going to clean it off before we do anything else, then I can actually see where I'm going. In real life, that Amazon drill does actually have, is a direct drill. It's not a just an ordinary drill. So it's a little bit disappointing that that is the case, but we can't really odds it, so we are going to go and get that one. Well, we're not going to get that one yet. We need to get Cultivator first, and I thought long and hard, listened to a few comments that you've said in the comment sections about why you think I should use different ones, and I have decided that I will, in fact, go for the biggest cultivator that we can get. Just to give the challenger a little bit of a challenge, keep it a bit interesting. That's what we're going to do. You probably notice that money is quite a bit different. I've done quite a few jobs overnight, and most of those were up on Field 6. And if you have a look, you can now see Field 1 and Field 6 up in the top left-hand corner. I actually own Field 6 now. I have gone and bought it. I did a load of jobs. I harvested the beans that were on there, and then I spread slurry, I ploughed it, and I cultivated it. And then I bought it after that, so it's now ready cultivated. So it saved me the bother of having to go all the way up there and sort that field out, because I wanted to get it ready for planting as soon as possible. So that's going to be, we're doing cultivating today, but tomorrow we're going to get the Amazon drill, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go straight up there. Well, actually, we're going to have to come back to the yard first, aren't we, to get fertilizer and seed into the drill. So the second thing we'll be doing is going up to Field 6, and I'm going to plant that one with grass. I'm not going to plant it with another crop, because at the moment we don't have a grass field, and we've now got the sheep, and we're going to be buying cattle very soon. So, yeah, we need a bit of grass, and I do have plans to buy the field that is near where the cows are situated, which is Field 27. I'd like to get that one. That one I'll turn into grass. It will be a lot easier to have that one as a grass field rather than trying to do crops on it, because it's such an odd shape. And, you know, that one will eventually be our supply of grass for sheep and cattle, and possibly Field 11 as well. But for now, if we put Field 6 into it, we've got a huge area around Field 6 as well, and not to mention another big area beside Field 1. There's some big there's a big-ish meadow up there as well, so there's quite a bit available for us to actually do as grass, which is fantastic. So what am I doing? Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. That's what I'm doing. I should have been indicating, and in fact I slowed down. So that is my plan up there. We're going to go and sow that one with grass tomorrow. But in the meantime, we need to get the cultivating started on these other fields. And then I've got to decide what to plant in them. We did straw this time. We did wheat. And we've done beans. I don't know if we've done sunflowers or not. But I'm actually thinking that we won't go for sunflowers, we won't go for beans, and we're not going to do corn yet either, because we did do corn in one of the fields. Let me just go through to cultivators, and I just want to show you, there is a lot of modded cultivators available now. You've got these that go into sections behind that one. You can get two of these to go onto that one to make an 8-meter one, and then you've got this one here is a 5-meter one. Not really sure if that goes with that. There's a lot of Lemkin stuff that has all been sort of produced by the same modder. You can see with the backgrounds and everything. There's a huge amount of Lemkin stuff here. And some of it is really good. I actually used one of them in one of my missions. Then you got this Lemkin one here. It actually goes onto its own trailer, and then you unload it. It's 4 meters wide, so it's quite wide. I'm not actually using any of these. I just wanted to show you what I got there. This is the one that we're going to buy. This is the all-rounder. It's 14.5 meters. That one's 12. That one requires 300 horsepower. This one's 350. This one's 400 horsepower, even though it's only 10 meters. This one does sort of drift around a lot in the field. It makes it very, very hard work for the tractor to pull. This one, I just love this thing. It's fantastic. Even though it's $94,000, it's cheaper to hire a tractor than it is to lease a tractor than it is to lease this one. Although, with the sheer monstrous size of it, we're not going to spend a lot of time doing cultivating. So, it's not going to be that much of an issue for us. So, let's just do that, and we'll use this little old Valtra to tow it back. But I somehow don't think the Valtra is going to cope very well with pulling it in the field. That is definitely going to be a job for the Challenger. So, let me just hitch that one up a minute. There we go. And see, it'll pull it along just fine. That's not an issue. It's when you come to trying to unfold it in the field that things get difficult. But I will meet you back at the yard, and we can swap the tractors over, and actually we might just try starting with the Valtra and see what it does. Just do, once across the field, and then we'll put the Challenger on it and get the job done properly. We want to cultivate those 3 fields back at the yard, back at our main farm today, and then we can start doing some seeding tomorrow. At least I hope. Right, here we go. Just pull in off this side, and we'll start on this field right here. We're just going to tow it straight down towards the yard, and then we can swap over and put the real tractor on it. Well, it's a real tractor. This is still a real tractor, even though it's small. It is a real tractor. It's a bit like Pinocchio is a real boy, even if he's made out of wood. Pretty sure that has got any correlation whatsoever to Farming Simulator, and I've no idea why I suddenly thought of Pinocchio. I do watch a lot of children's films because I have some young children, but Pinocchio is not something we've watched at any point in the last 6 years. So I really have no idea why I suddenly thought of Pinocchio. Anyway, let's pull this one back over here, and I got a feeling that this Valtra is actually going to handle it okay. Let's just take a quick look at the numbers again. So what was the cultivator itself? This one requires a 350 horsepower tractor, and our tractor itself, quickly go into there, and that one is down here somewhere. Where are you? Should be under mods, shouldn't it? Or maybe it's further along. Nope, there's that one there, the Black Edition Massey Ferguson. I'd like to get that one out and running at some point. We've got all of these extra ones. I was told, because I thought these tyres here on the Valtra were actually road tyres, but I was told that there's something to do with snow tyres. Someone's comment was. I can't remember who said that, but it's something to do with snow and ice rather than a road tyre. Now, I've seen these working in areas where we just don't get snow at all. You might get snow once a year, and they use those right through the summer on the roads. So whether road ones are similar or not, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, this one here, we did have the biggest one. So this is a 250 horsepower tractor. That's what we've got there. So we're 100 horsepower short on being able to do this. So let's see. It's a slow task. And my experience with cultivating, if you're too slow, it doesn't do the job properly. It relies in part on the speed that you're able to travel across the field. And this doesn't seem to be travelling across the field with anything resembling speed whatsoever. So, yeah, well, we'll get down to the end, and then we'll put the real tractor on it, and we'll get this job done in no time at all. I'm actually probably going to use the hired help for a lot of it, because the hired help is very handy like that. It does help you out immensely. Right, going downhill with the wind behind us, we can reach 7 miles an hour. That's fantastic. 7. And now we've reached the bottom of the hill, so that is nothing but a distant memory now. So let's take this one up, and we'll fold it back up, take it over to the yard, and we get the Challenger on here. I did actually, up in field 1, that one is now ready to harvest, so I might actually move the combine up there, and I'll take this Valtra with that trailer over there, up there with the combine, and the only problem is the combine can't tow its own header. That's going to make life difficult. I might have to just, like, form a convoy, take the pickup truck with the, yeah, if I take the pickup truck with the header, and I take this tractor on that trailer over there, and I'll take them all up to that field, and then we can start it combining at the beginning of the next episode, and then we can go back to this Challenger, which is going to be towing the Amazon. And we'll kill two birds with one stone. We've done a lot of combining in the last couple of weeks, so I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about looking at the combining. We can just sort of let that carry on, especially as it's beans. It takes quite a long time to fill up a tank when you're doing that. So now we've got the Challenger on here. You can turn quite sharp with this particular cultivator, which is something that I particularly like. I noticed when I was doing some missions and using the GPS system, you could properly jackknife this thing and it still wouldn't harm it in any way. The only issue is, obviously, you're turning so sharp that realistically it would be ripping the tines off sideways, which is not something that you want to do, but generally speaking it's not going to cause any major problems. Now, of course, we've got the issue with the super sensitive steering that I'm still not quite used to yet. If I go about here and lower it down, and we'll engage. I haven't got the hired help going yet. I'm just testing it out. Right, 10 miles an hour going up the hill. That's more like it. Look at this beast of a tractor. Right, let's put the hired help going, and I'm going to get rid of the map so that we can take a good look at this. That is fantastic. Look at that. That is brilliant. Now we're talking. So he'll come right up to the end. How far is he actually going to come? Is he doing it properly? I think he's left a tiny little strip. That is one thing that frustrates me about the hired help, and it did in FS15 and FS13, is when you use a hired help, they would leave these tiny little strips along the ends of the fields. And occasionally I get an attack of OCD and I can't leave it, and then I got to go back and patch it all up. But once you sort of get really established on a map and you're doing loads and loads of fields, it no longer becomes an issue, because you've got to do it so many times. You kind of your OCD becomes immune to such things, and so then you don't have to worry about it. But up until that point, it's almost painful. It really is, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost painful to just it's just these tiny little bits. It's so frustrating. Look, right there. See, there's a tiny little bit. I don't think it's actually even done it on that one, but then occasionally it'll leave just the tiniest tiny gap, and it's so small as to be insignificant, but it's enough to just irritate just slightly. What I do like, though, is you have a look at the hired help here. See how it's reversing it back up, and it does do it straight? That is fantastic. The fact that they've now got the hired help, the AI, reversing a trailer in a straight line is absolutely brilliant. I've yet to see a situation where we can actually test to see if it could do a fifth wheel vehicle, a trailer, anything. You know, something that's like on a dolly, on a turntable, something like that. If it could actually do that as well, and back that one and line it up straight, that would be brilliant. It probably can. I just don't know if there's any machines that would be able to test that with hired help in a field. Something I think I will have to try and find somewhere and see if it is actually possible to do. Because you look here. See, he comes forward, and then he stops, and he straightens it up, and he backs it up, and he puts it in exactly the right place. Perfect. That is really, really good. I'm really impressed with that. And it does sort of slide around a little bit, but this tractor is so powerful that it's making no difference to that whatsoever. But look, is that thing not an absolutely incredible tractor? I love this tractor. I really do. A little bit sensitive, but I genuinely love this tractor. The only thing that I think might be more fun than this tractor is the Anaconda. Look, see, it's done it there. Right, if I... Actually, I'm going to turn round. Doing this myself now, by the way. And if you look there, you see how, if you have a look, you can see there that the cultivator is actually moving completely sideways and back the other way. And that's how sharp a turn you can get on this thing. It's really good. I was sort of quite impressed with that bit. Now, is it going to let me do this on the hired help? Because trying to steer this thing is not the easiest task. Perfect. Hired help can do that, so we'll take up this little tiny strip up through here. We've done this in no time at all, so we'll be able to do that field next. I don't need to worry about doing a piece along the bottom. I do one stripe up the side, and then I do a strip along the top end, and then work down the other side, and then I can let the hired help do it, and it will finish the task quite cleanly, quite nicely. We won't have any issues. Let's come back over here. You shouldn't really drive over a field that you've cultivated, because all it's going to do now is it's going to compact it and spoil it. However, we're going to overlook that bit, because it's going to save us a little bit of time. We can start coming up this side of the field and get that lined up. Seems to be about right. And I'll do the hired help. We'll do one stripe up through here, just one line, and then when it gets to the top, I'll do the same along the top end, and then I can set the hired help working, and it will just sort of work its way across the field. And I might even then, we could start that combine up and see about getting it down into the yard so that it's ready to make the move up to the top field. I'll get the follow me mod and everything. That could work. I think that we might actually do that. And then obviously we're going to be getting the Amazon seed drill, get that one going. That one will make very short work of these fields up here, but we've got to decide what we're going to plant. Now, I was saying that we've done wheat in here. We've got 50,000 litres of wheat in our storage at the moment. We've got a field of beans up the top, and then we've got another field that we're about to plant with grass up the top. And I'm thinking that actually we'll just plant canola. I think canola would be a good crop to do in here, actually. And press H, so it'll do that. Should just line up this over just enough, I think. There we go. Drag it sideways slightly, and it will do one strip over here so that we've got plenty of room for turning round. And then once it gets over to there, we can set the hired help working and run it down across. So if we did canola, hang on, let me just get to the end of the field and we'll get it set up going the other way. Right up the hill. It doesn't, see, this doesn't bother it at all. Such an awesome tractor, this one. Move around a bit. Come around here. Easy. So it's the sensitive steering that I'll get used to this, and then I try doing the sensitive steering on any of the other vehicles, and I just don't turn sharp enough. So it is a little bit of a nuisance doing that. Right, hired help is going on there. We can let that one carry on. Is it reaching the edge? It is just, only just, but it is. Right. What was I going to look at? Oh, first of all, the tractor. I wanted to show you. I know we got some John Deere mods and stuff. I will eventually use a John Deere somewhere, just not at the moment. Right, this one here is actually this one. It's this Challenger, the MT900E. Same as we're using this one at the moment, but we're using the special skin that we got as part of the special edition game. I think we got it because we pre-ordered it. I think it was something like that. I pre-ordered it direct from Giant's website. So I got awarded these tractors here, and it's this one here, the Field Anaconda. This one, when it's got an option, you have a look here, it's $425,000 to buy this tractor. And then the engine setup, you go, standard is 536 horsepower, then you go up to 591, go up again to 646, so 646 horsepower, standard wheels, wheel weights, triple wheels, right? This thing, 650 horsepower with triple wheels. What an absolute beauty. I won't be using it on this map, but I am going to try and find a way to use this somewhere. It might not be on this map on the time-lapse either. I might have to do that on a later time-lapse series where I've got bigger fields to sort of justify it, but I'm definitely going to be using that savage beast. Definitely going to be using it. That is a promise. Someone did say that Case Quad Track is actually bigger, but I don't think it is. 692. Okay, I stand corrected. That one is a fraction under 700 horsepower. So you can get a slightly bigger configuration on the Quad Track than you can on this one. This one, the biggest is 646. So it's 50 horsepower less than the biggest Case Quad Track. Not a lot in it, I don't think, to be honest, though, is there? And then, of course, you've got the John Deere over here. This one is just 530 horsepower. It doesn't have an option for a more powerful machine, so we won't worry about that. Anyway, our cultivator, see how quickly this does it? It's fantastic. We're not going to have to worry about spending excessive amounts of time, so we've only got, really, the daily upkeep costs on that one and the drill, because the amount of time that it actually spends cultivating is so minimal as to be almost non-existent. It's not really going to affect our pockets all that badly. So I'm going to get this combine, and we'll get it out of here and over and ready to go. I'm still umming and ahhing about what I'm going to plant in these fields, by the way. I do think that canola is the way forward. I think we'll do 3 fields of canola down here, and we're going to be combining the beans at the top. We're going to plant grass in one of those fields up there, and then I think the other one, I genuinely don't know. Whether we should do that one as canola as well and just have the 4 of them all the same, I'm not sure. I really don't know about that. I think, actually, I might do a different crop. I think I might go up there and do something with straw, so possibly barley, just for a bit of variety, and then we could go and bale that up, and then we could drag it back. We've got the trailer now to drag back the straw, so it's not really going to be any kind of issue to do that. But, yeah. And there's one other thing. Today is Tuesday, as many of you are probably aware. Some of you, this may come as a bit of a shock, that today is actually Tuesday. It's the day after Monday, and it's the day before Wednesday. But what is special about today is I have quite a few, well, I would say I've got a lot of very loyal fans. I've got a lot of people that have been following my channel for a long time, and a lot of you regularly post comments, you interact, you help out, you do the questions and answers, you're active in the comment sections, and I really appreciate just how much everybody does, because it's not just any one person that ever makes up a community. It is everybody all together, and the community that is developing around my channel is absolutely amazing. It's brilliant. I'm going to come down here so I don't get in his way. It's genuinely amazing. I am gobsmacked time and time again by just how much effort everybody seems to put into the community side of this channel that we've got going. And one person, I don't normally do this because so many people ask me for this on a regular basis that it's something that I sort of said that I won't really be doing. But this one person in particular has done... He's gone above and beyond with the channel. He's done a lot of background research on things. Whenever I make out a tiny little mistake, he doesn't just say that I've done a mistake. He comes up with background research and shows where I've gone wrong. Just like little discrepancies for you know, making things accurate, talking to me about the various different laws that exist in the United States, and even the pronunciation of different machines and spellings and so on. And he's been active on my channel for a very long time, and that is, you know, a lot of people haven't actually found my channel until very recently. But because he's done so much, I decided that I would actually do this. And his actual name, his YouTube channel name, is CSX68FS15. Bit of a mouthful there. And I think I have mentioned him once in a time-lapse episode. A long time ago, back in FS15. But it's actually his birthday today. So, a very happy birthday to you, and thank you so much for everything that you have done for the community, and helping out with just, you know, the background research and everything on the channel. I know that everybody does it, and I don't want to try and take away from everybody else. Birthday wishes are not something I will be doing on a regular basis, but I felt that it was worth a mention because of just how much this person has done for the channel. Now, there are plenty of other people who have also done a huge amount for the channel. I don't want to upset anybody. I'm not excluding anybody. I'm simply stating that this particular person has done a huge amount. He has gone above and beyond what most other people have, and that, I think, deserves a bit of recognition. So, a very happy birthday to you. He's 16 years old today, which actually surprised me because the comments and so on that I received from him, I had him pegged for somewhere in his mid-20s. I was somewhat surprised to find out that he's only turning 16. And incidentally, the farm that his father runs is equipped with one of these machines that I'm driving right now. I'm just going to do one pass along the top here like this. Yeah, they have one of these, and he informed me that it's really, really difficult to throw a track on one of these. In fact, it's just about impossible. You can't throw a track, he said. He said this with extreme confidence, I felt. And what do you suppose went and happened the following week? They threw a track on their Challenger. Yep, they actually threw a track on it. He didn't seem too impressed with this, and I got to say, if it was mine, I wouldn't be too impressed either, because apparently it's quite an expensive job to get the track put back on. It is definitely no simple task to do. So he is, or his father, him and his father, they've had to be working through this. I found the whole story quite amusing because he said with absolute authority that you can't throw tracks on those machines. It doesn't happen. And then they went and immediately threw a track. So, yeah. Be very, very careful what you say for absolute definite, but also CSX68FS15. Thank you very much for everything you've done for the channel, and I really do hope that you have a wonderful birthday, and I'm sure that everybody else in the community wishes you the same. But that is really all I got time for today, so I will get that combine and that header and that trailer and everything all up to the other side. I will finish doing this field, and then we will be ready to start doing all of our sowing. So let me just go into here. My weekly question this week is, do you want me to get the Lizard SX210 Twinstar, the Phoenix 6x6 Agro-Truck, the MAN TGS 18480, the Lizard TX415 Barrelcore, or the Lizard SX310 Tristar? I think that one should say, not Twinstar. Head into the comment section, let us know which one you're voting for, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote. Mouse over in the top right hand corner and click on the little white circle, and you'll be able to cast your vote, as long as I've remembered to actually put it up there. I know I do forget sometimes. Right, so yeah, I'll get all of this finished and we will see you tomorrow. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye and see you later.